Very warm welcome. So today we have Ranjit Sethi from Sit to Fit, who have around 7 years of rich experience in helping people culminating obesity and various health issues. And he has been a fitness coach. So today our agenda is mainly focusing on obesity. So, sir, why do you think is obesity is becoming a common problem amongst people in era of sedentary lifestyle?
First of all, you yourself said a sedentary lifestyle. So that is the main cause of obesity these days. People are moving less. In short, if I were to say, people are moving less and eating more. And the work from home culture has also aggravated this issue because now people are moving far less than before because they don't feel the need to go out. And at the same time, because at home they have easy access to food, so that is resulting in them overfeeding themselves more than what their body actually needs. And as a result, we see this obesity trend growing.
So true. So, since this obesity is killing the lives of people slowly, how they can culminate with this problem of obesity without destroying the joy of eating in their lives?
So, for here, a proper structure would be needed. People, if they follow random things that they see celebrities doing, or random stuff from the internet, so that what I've noticed is that that is non-sustainable because you've copied someone's lifestyle. So if you try to do that, and eventually you will reach a point where you will not be able to do it for long. So you will have to have proper guidance and find a solution which suits your lifestyle. If you cannot train for 1 hour, then you'll have to at least train for 30 minutes and be consistent with it. And food choices should also be revolving around your lifestyle so that you can follow it for long. So that way it will be sustainable. And the things that got you fat, you'll have to do exactly opposite of that. Moving less and eating more cause the weight gain. So you have to somewhat do exactly opposite. You'll have to make more movements and at the same time, I'm not necessarily saying eat less, but at least eat around what your body requires, and for some point you'll also have to eat less because now you've stored a lot of body fat. So now it's like you've taken a loan, now you have to pay EMI for that, so you'll have to eat a little less. In technical terms it is called calorie deficit. So you eat less, you move more. That gives the body the opportunity to lose body fat.
Now, as you said, the guidance I believe is a wider term. And some people also believe that the exhausting cardio in the gym may help them lose fat faster. How much is it true?
See, any exercise for that matters, I believe it should not be exhaustive. Because whenever you exhaust yourself, you burn yourself out. And at the same time, exhaustion also causes more hunger. So you end up eating more and not less. So exercise should be properly planned, and too much excessive cardio again is not advisable for people who are overweight. They should focus more on strength training. They should build muscles because if you just do cardio, you will not only lose fat, you will also lose muscle. So your metabolism will slow down, your energy levels will go down, and you will also struggle with sleep. And again, it will be a bad cycle of doing pushing yourself to the limit, exhausting yourself, waking up tired the next day. All of that is not good. You should follow again a sustainable approach, more focus on strength training. You want to lose fat, but you do not want to lose muscle at the same time. So muscle retention and getting stronger should be one of your primary goals actually when losing fat as well. So less of cardio. Cardio is also important for cardiovascular health, your heart and lungs, everything. But low doses of cardio and more of strength training. Again, strength training, not random stuff. Planned, structured strength training that suits you.
So here is a catch. If I'm a guy and I'm obese and I'm going to gym and doing only cardio, so that is not worth it. Apart from cardio, I should also follow regular strength training to build my muscles. That will in turn reduce my obesity.
See, Look at it this way: exercise is to make you stronger, and cardio is not going to make you that strong. Exercise, you do it to get stronger, to build muscle, to look good after you lose weight. Most of the fat loss will come from the nutrition part. Unless, no matter how much you work out, whether it's cardio or strength training, you will not lose weight unless you give the opportunity, the body the opportunity to take, to break down the fat cells, and that will only happen if you are in a calorie deficit. So the primary thing is, because I often say to people, you look at marathon runners, they run 10, 15, 20 kilometers every day, but still some of them are overweight. So for them, 15, 20 kilometers is a very good dose of cardio, but still they are overweight. So if you're not taking care of your nutrition, no matter, even if you work out for 6 hours, 5 hours, doesn't matter whether it's cardio, strength, if nutrition is not, if you do not supplement that exercise activity with nutrition, you are not going to see fat reduction. So that's why it's important you focus more on strength training, less on cardio. At least, even if your nutrition is not on point, with this strength training approach, you will at least gain muscle. You're at least not losing muscle. So, always strength training a priority. Cardio would be a secondary thing.
Even nutrition, I believe, is a wider term. There are different diets that people follow, whether it's a keto diet or a strict diet or a intermittent fasting. So, like, if a person is obese, what is the importance of nutrition and measuring nutrients which he or she takes in day to day life? Is how it is important, and which nutrition diet exactly you would recommend to such subjects.
See, any diet, be it intermediate fasting, keto diet, any diet, unless that diet places you in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. Meaning that you will have to eat lesser than what your body needs temporarily, so that the body can, the deficit that you create, the body will use the fat cells for energy, for daily activity that you do. So, no matter what diet you follow, at the end of it, you will have to be in a calorie. Now, what diet you will have to follow will again depend on your lifestyle. For someone like actors, they are very busy. So, they do not even get time to eat. So, for them, they may naturally fall into the category of intermediate fasting. So, what they will do, because they have a small window to eat, so it falls into their lifestyle. So, if you are into that category where, you do not get time at all, so by default, you fall into that intermediate fasting thing. But it does help intermediate. Any kind of fasting does help is that it restricts the eating window. So no, so in a way it will prevent overeating. Because what happens with people who are overweight, especially who are at home, they will keep snacking throughout the day, right from the time they wake up till the time they go to sleep. They will keep snacking. Now, because of intermediate fasting, you have placed a restriction of yourself that whatever window it is, from 11 to 8 only, I will eat. So less opportunities for binge eating, because if the window was still 10, after 8 also you will eat. But now the window that you've placed a restriction that I'm only going to eat from 11 to 8. So there is no obvious opportunity to eat as long as you're following that. So you will not eat after 8. So less opportunities for binge eating. Same happens with keto diet. We end up placing a restriction on ourselves. Keto diet, what is done is that you consume very little of carbs, like say 50, 60, some may even enter into ketosis even at 100 carbs. But the idea is that very less of carbs, protein only, around 1.5 gram per kg of lean body mass, and the rest is all fat. The problem here is that because all the pizzas, bread, rice, chapati, all of that is carb source. So because now you're in a keto diet, you cannot eat that. So indirectly you place a restriction. Intermediate fasting also works good because there is a restriction, time restriction. Keto diet works because there is a food source restriction. So even if so, that way these diets can help because of the restrictions placed on us. But magically, no, there's no magical diet as such. Magically, nothing can do wonders. At the end of it, be it keto diet, intermediate fasting, or any other diet, as long as you're in calorie deficit, you will lose fat. So there is no diet like one above the other. You cannot. It's based on what suits your lifestyle. If intermediate fasting suits your lifestyle and it helps you with adherence, you can do intermediate fasting. If keto diet suits or any other diet suits your lifestyle, you can do that. So you will have to either decide by yourself or get under the guidance of a coach who will then assess your lifestyle and accordingly strategically plan a diet for you.
My follow-up question on this would be like I have seen many subjects who follow the strict diet, but nothing happens, neither the fat loss, and then they eventually turn out into hospital. So how strict should be the diet should be, and how flexible it should be?
It should not be super flexible first, and it should not be too strict also. I've noticed that people who follow a too strict diet, they end up, kind of reaching a boiling point where they are not able to do it for too long because our willpower we only have certain amount of willpower for certain number of days. So what I've noticed with people who are follow a strict diet, they do it for a certain number of days, maybe for a few months, and after once they reach their breaking point, they end up overeating and regaining all the lost weight. So it should not be too strict, and at the same time, it should not be too flexible as well. Because if you keep it too flexible, then you would end up eventually is still that food controlling you as opposed to you controlling the food. So you end up eating different varieties, different kinds of foods, and you see it has to be a good balance where it's not super strict and not super flexible as well. Because that way it will be you controlling the food as opposed to food having control over you. So that's the point that where you want to reach, so that for long term sustainability you should have control over the food. So a balanced meal wherein, I would say 10-15% of whatever you like, mainly, whatever you like, 10-20% of that on daily basis, 80% of whatever is good for your health. See, when we use the term nutritious plan, when you come to a coach and tell him, I want a nutrition plan, the word nutrition itself means nutrition. So what your body needs is nutrition at the end of the day. And healthy homemade foods have, a lot of nutrition. So even if you eat less, as long as the food is nutritious, you will feel good, energy will be fine and all of that. But if you keep it very flexible, if you eat this and that, whatever you comes across, whatever you lay your eyes on, then again, you will eat less, but again, at the same time, you will end up with less nutrition. As a result, you will feel lack of energy and all of that. So a meal plan should be very good, very nutritious. That should be the goal. Even though if you're eating less, it should be very nutritious and at the same time not too flexible and not too strict as well.
I completely agree with you on this, but as a human, we are in the world of which is world full of distractions. As you move outside, you see the pizza shops, burger shops, and the cake shops. So cravings are normal, for a human. So how person can resist their cravings?
So first of all, the reason why you follow a nutrition plan is that, see, what happens if we end up eating a lot of outside food and all, our taste buds adapt to that. There was a friend who was telling me the other day, there are scientists who are paid lakhs every month by these food companies, and they put some ingredients or something like that. So it's as good as, equivalent to the power that a drug has. Drug keeps pulling us. So even in food, some artificial sweeteners, chemicals, and all of that added, so that our mind is wired towards going towards that, attracted towards that food. So for us to get out of that is, we not consume that. The best way to destroy cravings is to not have the foods that cause cravings. So because you have to think you are in a war against those scientists who are paid lakhs to, fall under that influence of that food. And the good thing is that once you stop eating those foods that you crave for, eventually your taste buds adapts. Just like your taste buds has adapted to those junk foods, your taste buds will also adapt to those healthy foods. So yes, occasionally it is fine, but for the most part, you should stick to good homemade foods, and eventually your taste buds, your mind, that adaptation will eventually happen. So whatever resistance you're feeling, that draw from the food and all, you will not feel it. And at the same time, you should do things under guidance so that you see results. And once you start seeing results, the results will have a greater draw towards following a good regime as opposed to something harmful drawing you towards it. Yeah. So if I have seen the subjects, they are habituated to eating the food.
and because it increases their dopamine levels. If they don't eat the food, they feel the boredom. So, what activities you suggest to them they should fill in with rather than eating the food and avoiding boredom?
So the thing is that, see, once my mentor used to tell me that do not derive pleasure from food, derive pleasure from better things in life. Don't make food your therapeutic friend, your comfort friend. For that, you'll have to also take care of your environment. If the food is around in your environment at your hands reach, you'll end up grabbing yourself because we only have limited willpower. So if there is one chocolate cookie, I see it in the morning, I will restrict. Second time I see it, I'll restrict. Throughout the day, it is playing with my willpower. Eventually, I'll give up. So important thing is that you be also take care of our environment because our willpower has also some limitation. If it is not there in front of me, then my willpower I will not have to use my willpower so much in the first place. So our environment also plays a great role. We'll have to ensure that we are not falling prey to those food cravings by keeping our environment free. And I forgot the question. What was it?
So, like I was asking, like it increases food increases the dopamine level of the obese subjects. So, what activities they should be engaged in?
Forget the activities. I would say keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy in something productive in life. So that is
So
it can be anything. A lot of people. I often see even when I was not having a job or anything, I was upgrading my skill. There are a lot of websites. I think Udemy and all. There are free courses also available or cheaper courses available. So you upgrade your skills. That way you will have a sense of satisfaction, and you'll also get a feel good about yourself. At the end of it, you are eating that food to feel good. So why not put your time, energy into something productive that also will make you feel good, and at the same time, it will increase your opportunity of having better blessings in life because you've upgraded yourself. Activity can be anything that you enjoy, gardening, and I would say best thing is, go out for a walk. Movement kills all the useless thoughts in our mind. If you are at house, you will think about, overthink and do nothing. As opposed to that, even if you go for a walk, if you do not have any activity to do, movement will kill all those stupid thoughts that come into your mind. At the same time, you will burn calories as well. So do some movement. If you can do some push-ups, if you can do some calf raises at home, do the second workout. Even if you have to do the third workout, rather than doing any useless things that is destroying your health in the long run and even your mentality, you can work out twice, thrice, and the second, third workout should always will often, of course, be low dose. Maybe I can do 100 plus push-ups, but I'll do 20 a few sets, as opposed so that it does not impact my recovery. Low force, low intensity workouts, so that movements not only is therapeutic, like just like I said, food is a therapeutic friend for a lot of it. So make change, you have to shift your identity wherein movement becomes your therapeutic friend because movement will, benefit not just your body but also your mind. And a sports is a very good activity to indulge in. Sport, if you play any sport, your state of mind is very elevated. Let's say if went to the gym in the morning, my state of mind is elevated till evening. And that's why I go out for a walk in the evening again, so that my state of mind is elevated. It's good till the night. So I often do two workouts, not exactly two workouts. Sometimes I even go for, as you know, I even go for a run in the evening, or sometimes I invite you for playing and all. The reason is, I want to elevate my state of mind for the till the night time. So always have two activities that way because not always the first activity will last till the night. So whenever you feel a little dull, lack of energy and all, indulge in a second activity. And movement is, as I said, make movement the next therapeutic friend, the best therapeutic friend, as opposed to food being your friend or being a comfort partner, because it's going to give you that instant gratification, but in the long run, it is going to cause more harm. So, indulging in more productive activities and regenerating activities is the goal. Anything that you like, and if you cannot find anything, go out for a walk. Yeah. So, I would rather ask for the subjects
like who have lost their willpower to fight against obesity, and are aged and cannot work out, cannot go for a workout more, and don't have control over the food. What will you suggest for them? What is the easiest way on the other hand for them?
So there would, because you've lost your willpower, there is no drive, so there won't be any easy way out. So first advice for them would be to, if there is no easy way out, stop looking for an easy way out. If it's hard, do it hard. That's how winning is done. But yes, the option here is start small. For someone who even does not go for a walk, can start off with just walking. For someone who eats, let's say, orders 4 meals from outside, can start with just can just cut out one meal. So instead of having 4 meals from outside, 3 meals from outside, so this person will have to take things gradually. Workout wise also gradually, and meal wise also, you cannot give him a diet plan or a workout diet plan which is too intense, which is too difficult to follow, or a workout plan which is too intense, because this person who does not have any drive or willpower will only do it for certain number of days, and then he will bounce back to the old habits. So for these people, guidance would be needed. Someone as a coach to push them would be needed, and at the same time, they will have to take things very gradually. If they can even start off with just 15 minutes of workout as opposed to 1 hour of workout. So slow and easy. And I also remember you telling me once that it takes 20 something days to cultivate a habit.
Yeah. So I read somewhere that if you do a thing 20 times, it will become your habit. You will do it easily 21st of the time. So
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So that way, I think there's also book 21 days habit, something like that. So even if they follow it, it's like this. If you do something good, you will be motivated to do more good. So if they do it for 20 times, as you said, so that motivation will be there at least to continue, good. Now you are moving towards more good as opposed to more bad. So even if they are doing little, but they are doing little of good. So that way they can shift towards a new identity, which will help them get in shape. So,
Like the obese subjects carry a lot of fat within them. So, like what all diseases can be occurred from them, and you can tell those subjects like what are the disadvantages of becoming obese, what diseases can be occurred from them, and how they can prevent those diseases by living the fit lifestyle.
right. So, very good question. In fact, even if you go to a doctor today, they will tell you that most of the people that come to them with diseases are obese. So, obesity is a silent killer. It's like a slow poison. You will have all diseases. Most of the diseases are linked with obesity these days. Be it sugar problem, it will start off maybe with a mild pre-diabetes, but if you do not take care of your diet, it will go graduate to type 2 diabetes and PCOS, PCOD, thyroid issues, joint pain. There is this saying that every 1 kg of extra weight that you have, it puts 4 pounds or 4 kgs of extra pressure on your knees. So just walking with that much weight, let's say if you have 40 kgs overweight, that means 100 plus pounds of extra pressure on your knees with every step that you walk. That's why a lot of obese people end up in the hospital with a needing a knee surgery, because that knee also has a tolerable limit, So they are reaching that limit every now and then. So, all disease, many diseases, even the gut issues, bad bloating, constipation, right from the gut to, joint pains, all those muscular pains and, metabolic diseases, PCOD, diabetes, thyroid, the list goes on, So many diseases are linked with overweightness. In fact, and once you get these issues, let's say diabetes is called like a bad girlfriend. Why bad girlfriend? Because it invites other problems. So if person who is diabetic is not taking care of himself, they will have kidney issues and your vision issues and all of that. So it's not often that one disease, but it is also we'll have to take care that these diseases will invite other diseases, they are friends, and will further ruin your health. So for these people, of course, the solution is when you have a disease and that becomes your motivation to get fit, it is harder to get fit as opposed to when you are healthy and there is some other motivation that I want to have a solid, strong body. So, the second later motivation is far better. So do not wait for diseases to get fit. Get fit, and for that, you have to change your lifestyle. And obesity is a lifestyle. Now, the interesting part is now obesity is not called like just being fat. It is also called like a disease because it's invites disease. And in fact, the doctors themselves. Now we see a lot of celebrities taking Ozempic, Manjaro, and all, and they do face some criticism because it's very new in the market. But we also have to keep in mind that the doctors themselves are recommending Manjaro and all to their patients. And of course, this is all very supervised and it is not for everyone. Doctor will suggest, because and the doctors are suggesting these Manjaro and all, despite knowing that these will have side effects like constipation, nausea, dizziness, and things along those same lines. They are still prescribing it because what the doctors have realized that obesity brings more side effects than these this medication. So to save them from a bigger problem, they're okay with suggesting these Munjaro and all.
So but the cons of obesity are on the higher path.
Yes, yes. But I also want to, because this topic has come up, I also want to bring this up, even though you may be on a Manjaro kind of supplement, medication, but you still want to follow a proper nutritious plan and a proper exercise routine from a coach. Because if you're doing those medications and if you're not taking care of, if you're, because with fat loss, if you're not working out, muscle loss will also happen. And then you will end up with an ugly face and, loss of strength and loss of ability with many activities. So you may want to make sure that, you may want have to make sure that you are retaining your muscles along the way. And at the same time, you see, Munjaro, what it does is that it sabotages your appetite to eat. So in a way, you'll be eating less. So, and that is not necessarily a good environment for your body. So you want to eat, even though when you are eating less, you want to eat as much nutritious food as possible. So that's why again here, although doctor will be there, you still have to work with a coach so that you get the proper nutrition, proper exercise dose, and that way you are losing body weight. At the same time, you're not getting weak, ugly, and all that.
So subjects, you have to leave the bad girlfriend of diabetes and adopt a good girlfriend of fitness. So, as you said, the obese subjects need a lot of willpower, to maybe do the workout or control over the food. What do you think? How meditation, spirituality can help in increasing the willpower?
So I think fat loss and all, fat gain, fat loss, it's all physical, but it all starts with mental well-being. I've coached more than 500, 600 people, and what I've noticed that people who are mentally good, they're able to follow diet plan, workout plan with much easier. They make it sound like it's not a big deal. And people who are not mentally there, be it, and even other environment also matters. You'll be mentally good when your finances are right, when your relationships are right. So if your other areas of life are looking good, then it's easier for you to follow the workout or diet regime. So workout is like, it's revolves sorry fitness revolves around your entire lifestyle. So, you want to take care of. That's why I also told initially that even if you do not have a job, upgrade your skills, better yourself, so that whenever the opportunity comes in, you get a better job or better opportunities in life. And that way, you will not have to struggle so much with your, because see, you know that even when you're following a diet plan, hiring a coach and everything, it requires some finances. So you don't want that financial stress, or already obesity is stressing you, So finances, all relation, all other areas of life are good. Then it becomes easier for you to follow the diet and workout plan. But let's say all these other areas are not going well for you, then spirituality definitely helps because you will still have that peace of mind, contentment. Okay, my time will come. I will still keep working hard till then, and you will still be able to find, follow your diet and workout plan around the difficult situations in life. So I believe that, being more spiritually inclined, meditation as you do, and I see you doing well, and that's why I've never hardly seen you missing workouts. You come often, maybe one of days you do not come. That's very rare. But I feel that has to do with your spirituality and how strong you've become mentally with your spiritual awakening. I think that helps with the regularity and even with following the diet planners, especially when other things are not going well in your life. That spiritual support definitely helps. Yeah. So mental well-being and strong, they go hand in hand, definitely. Yeah. So I totally recommend doing meditation and spirituality to increase the willpower. So willpower will not only help in workout and whether controlling the cravings, but in other areas of the life where whether it has to do with relationship, your finances, your work goals, the spirituality, meditation, and mental well-being helps a lot. I totally agree. I'm learning spiritual things from you, and it's always learning something new, which I also sometimes pass it on to my clients. Yeah. So, also, as you said, that nutrition helps a lot. So, what advice will you give to the subjects in measuring their nutrition in day to day life? How they can measure, because most of the subjects even don't know that how much they are eating. Even they think that they are eating less but getting obese. So, how they can measure their nutrition levels? See, there are today ChatGPT is available. There are also apps available where you can track. See, even if you are not able to lose weight, you still keep up with the habit of tracking. That way, you'll at least have some awareness that okay, I thought this is just a laddu, small piece, and I ate two of it. But now this app is telling me this has one laddu has 200 calories and two of it has 400 calories. And I spent 2 hours in the gym burning just 300 calories, and I gained all of that back. So that awareness wise, even if you're not losing weight, make yourself aware about how much food, how much calories everything has. That will benefit you, maybe not today, but at some point in the future, it will definitely benefit you. And the second part of the question is? Yeah, I was asking like how they can measure their nutrition. So as you suggested, there are apps on the mobile phones. Yeah. So as you said, if I have two persons, one is Ram and one is Sham, Ram can easily, burn out the calories by saying the no to a laddu, and Sham can burn out the calories by spending the 1 hour in the gym. So you have to be smarter, more than a hard worker. Yes. Yeah. So saying no is better. Yes. I often tell this to my clients. See, there is a lazy person who will do better than you. You will be spend 2 hours in the gym, burn 400, 500 calories, and this guy will not even get out of his bed. But when his mom comes up with some sweet dishes, that sweet dish may have 600 calories. So he'll just say no in 2 seconds, and in 2 seconds he directly burns 600 calories. So, that's why it's important that you be smart, just work hard work, but not overly exhaust yourself by burning out more in the gym. 45 minutes to 50 minutes is more than enough for most of us, especially office goers. No need to spend hours and hours. 1 hour is good enough. But yeah, but as opposed to spending more than an hour in the gym, you have some diet regulation, diet control. So that way, you don't have to spend hours in the gym. So you can do little and still get better results. Also, I believe there is a subject of emotional intelligence which comes into the picture. As I see into the families, there is constant pressure from the family side into subjects to eat more, to become healthy. I think but I believe this is a misconception as well somehow. But there is a constant pressure from the family. So, how to deal with that pressure? Because see, since what has happened is this is something that has imbibed in us since the childhood. When we are playing outside, as soon as few hours pass, our parents call us and say, it's few hours has passed, come home, eat, and then again go back to play. So that's something along somewhere along those lines, the tradition have followed. People think hunger is a bad thing. It is not necessarily a bad thing. Hunger can do, I'm not saying hunger, but fasting can do wonders to your health. In fact, Tiku, there's a skin issue which you may know Shailendra sir. He had skin issues, and vertigo is a autoimmune type of issue which does not get cured. Once you have it, you will have white patches, and that white patches will keep increasing, and you will become from even if you're a dark person, you can become a fair person. And there is no treatment as such for the doctors. Also, there's no cure because it's an autoimmune condition. But what Shailendra sir told me that he started fasting, and that condition got cured. I know this is a one-off case, but I have seen many cases where people have fasted and they have seen good therapeutic, metabolic conditions, wellness, and a lot of health issues have gone away. So hunger is not. That's why from religion-wise, also India is where one country where people fast for religious reasons. Kadwa Chauth or God ka kuch hoga. People do fast, and there is some science behind it. But I'm not saying fasting is needed. You can not fast. I do not personally fast for anything. So I will not fast, but I'm still healthy. I'm still doing well. So fasting is not needed, but fasting is not a bad thing also. Yeah. So and that's why sometimes a lot of people must. I feel fasting gives us the control. Yes, so yes, yes. Yeah. So once you fast, you have the ability to think that hey, I can live without food even Yes, for yes. 1 or 2 days, and your stomach gets that window to perform other activities rather than digesting yes. food. So if we are eating constantly, our stomach is occupied with the digestion work. That's why because every time it's all you're putting it, into overtime. And that's why you feel lethargic, lazy because stomach is always occupied. So you're not giving it a chance to, kind of breathe, for lack of better word I'm using this. So the more you eat, the more, blood sugar also rises. And as a result, someone eventually may even become pre-diabetes and then type 2 diabetes. So if you keep eating food and not give the portion the body to kind of, take a bit internally, take a bit of rest, then that's not going to be good in the long. So I think sustainable pace in the workouts and gives you better results. And don't expect that I am going to get thin or fit within a month or 2 months. So not expecting the faster results, and consistency is a go-to. Like you should be consistent as well while in your journey of losing weight. And another term you always tell me intensity. So intensity in workouts. What do you think? How intensity is important in losing weight during work? See, intensity, it is like, intensity, as I said, we need to strengthen. And strengthening requires a certain amount of intensity because we do strengthening to get stronger to build muscles. And muscles do not, grow just by visiting the gym. You have to throw in some intensity around for muscle build. But as a beginner, you're not expected to be very intense with your workout. Intensity, as you experience in the gym increases, then you will have to increase your intensity as well. Because if your form is not right, if you do not know how to perform the movements correctly, if you even does not know what exactly intensity looks like, you will end up doing more harm than good. So intense workouts, of course, I'm not even using the words intense workout. Exercises have to have certain degree of intensity so that you are stimulating muscle growth because muscles require a greater challenge. So if let's say a lot of people I've seen in the gym, they look the same, even though they are consistent, they look the same even after 5 years because they are being consistent in the gym, but they are not consistently putting low effort. The intensity is missing. So that's why if you notice, whenever we work out, I always ask you to push during the last few reps. We need that intensity to motivate muscle growth. So even if you are consistent, you will burn calories, of course, but you will not give body the reason to gain the muscles. And that, as a result, muscle and strength goes hand in hand. I remember you was lifting around 10 kgs dumbbell press. Now you can do 22.5 in each hand. So that means you've gained the muscle. So that way, intensity is needed for muscle gain purposes, for getting stronger, to be healthier. And once you gain muscles, a lot of health issues that you have, that goes away. Joint issues, all of that goes away. Even your metabolism increases to some degree. And most importantly, see, once you get fit, healthy, and more muscles, it also motivates you to do more of that activity that got you that new version of you. So that's why it's very important that you strength train and throw some intensity behind it, not in the beginning. Gain some experience, throw some intensity. That way, you're getting the best bang for your gym time. We just have 45 minutes, so we want to make the most out of that 45 minutes. So that's where the intensity part comes into the picture, where you are getting the most out of the time that you're spending in the gym.
So I think there is an icebreaker as well for most of the subjects where when they start the gym they feel lot of pain in the body that you term as sweet pain. How subjects can deal with that initial pain as an icebreaker, because I have felt almost 30-40% of the people leave the gymming or workouts because of that pain.
Yes.
Yeah. So how subjects can deal with?
So that is called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So that is a usual response to any vigorous activity that you do. The body is not used to it, and suddenly you're going to the gym lifting weights. So as a response to that lifting stimulus, the body gets sore. But the problem, as you said, problem here is that once you get sore, people kind of stop going to the gym or they take break. It should be exactly opposite of that. Today, if you are sore, if you go to the gym and work out again tomorrow, what will happen is blood circulation will improve, and as a result, nutrient supply to those affected parts will also increase. Blood volume grows, and as a result, that recovery will happen faster because the nutrient supply and everything is going there. But on the other hand, if you take rest, that healing takes longer. The only change that you have to do is that, let's say you were doing 10 kg numbers. Now, because the body is sore, you will not be able to hammer your muscles with 10 kg again. So only change that you have to do is pick a weight that is light enough, even with your soreness, that you can manage. Let's say 2.5 kgs. So you definitely have to show up to the gym again, even with that soreness, but you will reduce your workout intensity, you will reduce the load and all of that. But not going is causing more harm, because that soreness will prolong. But going makes your body used to that soreness, and as a result, you will not only recover from that soreness fast, but you will also not get sore often. So that is soreness is you'll have to take it positively, and once you gain experience, once you've spent few years in the gym, you will not get that kind of soreness unless you try a new exercise, something that happens. Otherwise, once you get a certain level of experience after a year or so, then you don't get that soreness. And as experienced people, we miss that soreness. It's, in the fitness world, as you said, it's called sweet pain. And because and the reason is you miss that is because you feel that you've not put in your best in the gym. So experienced people miss that soreness. Again, soreness is not a good thing. So we do not want that after workout. Some people chase soreness. That is not a good thing, because if your arms or anything is sore, and now, as I said, you have to work out with less intensity. That means less stimulus for the or motivation for the muscles to grow. So you should. A lot of experienced people, they do not have this knowledge. They chase soreness. That is a bad thing. We do not want muscle soreness. So that's why training has to be. You should not be overtraining, overworking your muscles. Just enough sets wherein training stimulus is enough, where you are stimulating muscle growth, but at the same time it is not causing soreness. But in beginner's case, it's a byproduct of working out, because the muscle is not used to it. So we cannot avoid it, but at the same time we can speed up the soreness recovery by showing up to the gym. Yeah, I have also seen the subjects like they get obese because of the oils which they use while cooking. So, what is the importance of oils in nutrition, and like which oils should the subjects use? You would be recommending. The best oil to use is extra virgin olive oil. Even it is, you can use it for dressing as well. Mustard oil and coconut oil is also fine. But with coconut oil, if you overconsume, the saturated content is high. So best is, wherein we have a good dose of, saturated fat plus smaller dose of saturated fat, hardly any, I would say, or extra virgin olive oil. And at the same time, other oils that move far, there has to be a good dosage of those oil. We do not want oil which is very high in PUFA, polyunsaturated oil. So based on all that criteria, extra virgin oil fits the bill. It has appropriate dosage of everything where it is suitable for Indian cooking, which is we cook for 15, 20 minutes and all. Dietary oil is a necessity. Body for hormonal and endocrinal health, for our testosterone, for men, testosterone level, for men, hormonal health, like, overall estrogen, progesterone, all the hormones that is there in your body. For overall health and well-being, we do at least need 50, 60 grams of dietary fat coming in. But we just have to make sure that it is coming from a good source. Some small, again, nuts and seeds, some small dose. We do not also want to overconsume nuts and seeds because it also has some bad properties to it. So always, even good things have to be consumed in smaller doses. So healthy fat can come from this oil. You can also have it from nuts and seeds. These are healthy sources, but most of it, if you get it from a good source, like as I said, olive oil, and some small dose from seeds and nuts in small doses, then that is also good enough. And again, oil, nuts, seeds. These are called calorie dense food. Calorie dense means volume wise they will be little, but calorie wise they will be more. So that's why a lot of people think that I'm eating so little, why am I still gaining weight? Because they're eating calorie dense food. This much handful of nuts, be it cashews, walnuts, or anything, is equivalent to eating 4 or 5 chapatis. So that's where the mystery lies behind people eating less and still gaining weight. They may be putting more oil, 1 tablespoon of oil, right around 100 calories. So, you're burning in the gym 200 calories, but the cook in your house is putting extra oil, then it's overcompensating even for the workout that you've done. So oil, any dietary fat, which or any food that is high on calories, we have to be mindful, and that's why again coming to calorie tracking, because you said why tracking is important. So that's why when you start tracking, you are dumbfounded to know that okay, this much oil has this much calories, this much nuts has this much calories. It's an eye opener for a lot of people.
I have seen the food packets mentioning the calorie content within them and also the protein content within them. So, how it is important for the subjects to see those calorie content and the protein content and accordingly have a choice of foods.
See again, if you make it a habit to look at the food label, it increases your food awareness, and at the same time, it makes you aware. Okay, this much small biscuit, but 400 calories. You never thought of that before. But at the same time, if you choose something healthier, and then you realize, okay, if I'm baking sweet potato, I'm making of sweet potato in an air fryer, let's say, and I realize, if I'm making something home and versus ordering potato fries from McDonald's, then you realize that okay, these potato fries that I've ordered from McDonald's, this much has around 600, 700 calories. But once that I've made in an air fryer with less oil in a air fryer, so I'm equal quantity or even more quantity just has 200, 300 calories. Also, there is a term satiety factor of the foods. So yeah, some foods have high satiety factor, which like keeps our thirst for a longer time, and some have low satiety factor or vice versa. So, like, what is the importance of foods having choosing the food with respect to their satiety? It's always better to go with nutritious, but at the same time high satiety foods. So what these satiety? So let's say you had a breakfast, and between lunch and breakfast there will be a gap. Between lunch and evening snacks, there will be a 4-5 hours gap. And sometimes some people have lunch and then directly have dinner. So there is a 7-8 hours of gap. So if you eat foods that have low satiety, between this interval, you will start feeling hungry and then you will end up sabotaging your goals because you will end up binging in between. On the other hand, if you have high satiety foods like I think chapati is there, oats is there, sweet potato is there. So if you have these high satiety or complex carbs foods, they will keep you fuller for longer. So as a result, between breakfast and lunch, you will not feel hungry. Between meals, you will not feel hungry. So it makes it easier to follow the diet. And also, what I've observed is that foods that are higher on satiety are also nutritious as well.
So sweet potato, I have seen subjects following the eat daily sweet potato that will keep them fuller for longer and
Yes.
ultimately like they feel less hungry.
Less hungry, yes.
Yeah. So that is a very good option.
Yes, yes. Always try to, especially if you're struggling, if you do not have control over your cravings, hunger, you can Google out high satiety foods and include them in your diet plan. So that way, the fitness journey, we have to make it as convenient, as accessible. Foods or choices also have to be as accessible as possible. If you do not like oats, there is no point of me asking you to eat oats daily. I'll have to include foods that you enjoy. At the same time, it is healthy. At the same time, it is serving your fitness.
Also, you have recommended me measuring your walking and running daily on the apps on the mobile phone. How important it is?
See, for someone like me, I do not track because I know by default I do 15,000, 20,000 steps every day. Because I utilize every opportunity where I can walk, I will walk. Let's say I'm on a client call, I will walk. Yeah, I don't go outside, I walk inside my house. Whenever I get, or even if I'm watching or checking out messages, I'll walk indoors in my house.
So that have become your habit.
It has become second nature for me. So that's why I do not have to track. But when it comes to people who are over it, they overestimate their efforts. They will feel that they've done 10,000 steps, but if they track, they realize it's only 5,000 steps. They will feel that they are more active because it's a habit of them to overestimate their efforts. So for them, tracking becomes important for them to realize that how much sedentary they are. A lot of people think 1 hour of workout means an active lifestyle. It is not true. 1 hour of workout
is just a 4% of
4%. Yes. So 4% of the day you are active. Rest of the day you are either sitting or sleeping. You will still fall under the sedentary lifestyle category, and sedentariness is associated with a lot of diseases. So you want to save yourself from a lot of diseases. That's why you have to be movement is make movement your therapeutic friend and walk as much as possible. That also prevents you from overthinking. That also prevents you from binge eating and all those stuff. Because once you do something good, you are motivated to do more of that good activity. That's why people, if they and eat something, then they will be inclined to do more of the activities that is harming their health. That is, watching television or watching mobile, eating, and more of those activities. See, what you said, the motivation, not motivation. What is that exact word? Direction works both ways. If you catch a direction in the bad direction, then there you will drift towards more. Yeah. And if you take a right direction, even if you do, let's say 15 minutes of workout, that is one good thing that you've done. Yeah. So that will motivate you to do more good things. Yeah. So that's why I never miss workout, because if I miss workout, I'm less motivated to eat right, less motivated to move. All the other things take a hit. So I never miss workout for that particular reasons, because if I start my day with a good thing, I know I will be more driven to do more good things. So always, that's why I often tell all my clients to work out the first thing in the morning. That way, there is this opportunity of life interventions coming in the way of your workout, and you will not miss it. Morning, no, at 7, 8, no one's come to disturb you. Come for a walk, let's go for a party, there is marriage or this and that. So once workout is out of the way in the morning, it becomes easier to take care of other things of your life.
Thank you for so much, sir, for guiding us with this scintillating session and the enriching information for the audiences. I hope you keep on coming and we keep on doing such sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akash.